I don't think I am completely alone in my suburban exile. Something is here with me in the house. The other night, I came home from a late evening stroll. The air was crisp. The stars were just right for me to break out my WTF astrology cheat sheet. Wilhelmina Thisbe Fleichenhacker. She's my cousin, and very well-known writer in my homeland, known most for her books on astrology, divination, and the histories of geriatric pornography. After some light reading about how the cosmic energies of the moon might be impacting the libido of Mr. FedEx-Man, I popped a TV dinner in the microwave. You know, the ones with the smiley potatoes. Love those. Settled in on the couch for a bit of TV, and then it was off to sleep. As I stepped into my boudoir, the corners of the room were darker than usual. The air was still and the house was eerily silent as I slunk over to my bed. I felt a strange sensation, as if something was creeping, peeping, watching me, as I was lying there in my negligee. It was kind of arousing. Suddenly I heard the pitter-patter of something moving down the hallway. The thumps grew in intensity, echoing down the hall. Something was nearing my chamber door. Blood pounded in my veins. I held my breath as the cacophony built in intensity. And then... silence. The air stirred around me once more as my chest heaved in the moonlight. Nothing of note happened the following day, but over the next few afternoons, objects started to move about, as if being pushed off surfaces by an unseen force. Books would tumble off shelves, and small trinkets would scatter the floor. My tchotchkes were out of place. Along with this, I would catch the confusing faint whiff of tuna fish flitting past my nose every once in a while. I remembered a legend from my homeland of a strange woman ghost who would travel in suitcases and haunt those who were unproductive. It said she was a fisherman's wife, who always wanted to travel, and was never able to quite get the tuna out of her clothing, even in death. Just imagine, this next generation of American suburban ghosts could be running around in Lululemon athleisure, smelling of Chick-fil-A and kombucha. How terrifying. One particularly restless night, I was jolted awake by a loud crash, and then the house fell deathly still. But I knew something had caused the crash. I shimmied out of bed in excitement, as I was fairly convinced I had a poltergeist. I moved deftly down the hall, my chamber candle piercing the darkness. As I rounded the corner into the living room, I noticed a photograph of my sister, Luvinia, had been knocked off the wall. The glass had shattered and her photo was askew. A cold draft shot up my negligee, dousing the flame of my chamber candle. Something soft and fluffy brushed past my knee. I strained my eyes in the darkness and could see the faint outline of a shadowy figure moving about the room. It paused a second next to the couch, before letting out a hiss and scampering out of view. I searched the house for the shadowy invader, but it wasn't until I accidentally stepped in the toilet corner in the guest bedroom that I knew what I was dealing with. I swung open the closet door, and there she was, Minerva, our family's werepussy. You see, a werepussy is a common house cat that transforms into a giant wolf-like creature with a fluffy tail at night. They're very common in my homeland. Took me a while to even notice she was here. They can be quite skittish in new surroundings. The thumps outside my chamber door were just her midnight zoomies. Minerva has been with our family since the 1880s as our chauffeur, au pair, and barmaidchen. That's a kinder Germanish word for bar wench. My grandmother must have tossed her in my last care package. Thank you, Mama Yaga. Minerva's been through a lot. Back in the 19th century, she was ousted from her Werepussy for prescribing to too many humanitarian philosophies and sentiments. She found home with my great-great-great-great-great-grandmother, and we forever gained a family member, friend, and bodyguard. She's real buff. With Minerva prowling my halls at night, I will feel a sense of ease, knowing I'm protected from the Karens of suburbia. Rest in pieces, darlings. But before you do, like, subscribe, and hit all the buttons. Ah!